Meow 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 meow. Hi! Today I'm gonna show you how I turned this fabric into a beautiful dress. So, let's get started. First, I'm playing around with the lights, and after that I'm gonna start the pattern, which is really a rectangle, and the measurements that I use are half of my chest measurement and just the length that I want for the top part. I normally take the measurements on my body with a measuring tape, but you can also take the measurements from a dress that you like, because then you know what you're gonna get, approximately. Making mistakes means to be human, right? And as you can see, what I'm doing here is fold the fabric in half, because that's where we were gonna trace the pattern. And once I'm finished, I'm gonna pin it to the fabric. Make sure you have quality pins, or this might happen to you. By the way, I don't really know how that happened. Next, I'm tracing the pattern into the fabric with chalk. And I'm directly tracing the straps into the fabric, because I don't know, I like to improvise. Don't do this at home. Making patterns is always better. Okay, so now I've got everything out. And looks like someone's having fun, huh? For the skirt, I'm making 3 identical pieces, and my pieces were 24 centimeters wide and 150 centimeters long. Anyways, if you're making a skirt for yourself, the measurements might vary depending on how long you want it to be or how big you are. Because I've seen girls making 90 centimeters wide skirts, and I'm like, that doesn't fit my hips, girl. Always remember to leave some seam allowance. I leave approximately 2 centimeters, but it's up to you. And once we finish this, it's sewing time! First thing I'm gonna sew are the straps with a straight stitch. Then I'm taking all the pins out and securing the edges with a zigzag stitch. Hey, go back to work! Yep, that's better. I continue cutting the excess fabric, and after that I'm gonna start to sew the top part. Since it was all one piece, I decided to give this finish on the front, because it looks like a dress shirt. It looks cute. So now I'm marking where the straps are gonna be on the front and on the back. Turn the straps right side out, because we don't want to sew them backwards, right? Look at those tiny pairs, they're so cute! Now I'm gonna turn my iron to maximum heat and wait. And after that, I'm gonna give those cute tiny bears a good ironing. Oh no, I'm procrastinating again. Sorry, my best friend recently started doing live streams on Twitch, and I really like to watch her, because I miss her so much. So now it's time to pin them and sew them on. Try the dress on during the process to notice if you did something wrong, like me. I made the straps too short, but don't worry, I fixed it with an extra strap piece. It doesn't look too bad, I think. So after fixing the straps, I sew them on onto the front and cutted the excess fabric. To make the finish, I'm folding the fabric and sewing it with a straight stitch. Hey, that's my water! I normally make 2 folds, because it gives you a more finished look. Now I'll turn on my iron to flatten the top edge. And waiting. I know nobody likes ironing, but it looks better if you iron it. And then it's time to make the skirt. So I'm gonna take my first rectangle and sew it right sides together. For the other part of the skirt, I'm gonna take the other 2 rectangles and sew them together so that I have a bigger piece for the bottom of the skirt. like I did with the other pieces, I'm doing a straight stitch and then a zigzag stitch to secure the edges. It's optional though, but this prevents them from fraying. And here I'm turning my iron on again to make sure everything's looking good. And now I'm gonna take my smaller skirt piece and start with the gathering. So to do the gathering, I'll first have to do a straight stitch and then pull the thread carefully so you don't break it. Keep pulling the thread till the measurements match the top part. Then I'm gonna pin the two pieces right sides together. And sew them on. Cut off the excess. After that, I'm gonna repeat the process for the bigger skirt part. Oops, that wasn't supposed to happen. So, straight stitch, then gather, then tangle some random threads to your pins. No, don't do that. And then measure, tie a knot. Pin it to the dress. Have some candy and sew them on. Cut the excess. This is boring. Dippity boppity fish. And now, there's just one thing left to do. Finish the edges. Don't forget to dance. That part is important. And now for the fun part, decorating. So, to add this cute ruffle, I'm changing the thread to a matching color. And then I'll sew it with a straight stitch. Looking cute. Still need something else. What? You brought me something? Let's see. Oh, bows! Thank you, Fishy. So, how about this combination? Nope. This one... Nope. Yeah, this is perfect. I'll sew them all in place. You can simply attach the center of the bow, but for the big ones, I always prefer to secure them, because they can come off in the washing machine. I made this bows myself, so if you want a tutorial on this, comment down below. And I finally finished! So, this is how it turned out. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe if you want to see more of my creations, or don't, that's up to you. And I'm sending you a fluffy kitty hug. Bye!